Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Flavor of the Week, brought to you by Banditos, fresh, made daily. In Flavor of the Week, Kyle sits down with one of our local priests over 4 different episodes to sample variations of a favorite food or drink while they discuss the ins and outs of life as a priest.
Welcome to Flavor of the Week, Part 3 with Father Terry Coonan, as we try some more cheese and talk more about the life of this parish priest. We thank Banditos for underwriting Flavor of the Week, and we've tried some Fontina Valdosta. You gave that an 8. We did a Dutch goat Gouda, 4 months old. You gave that a 9.5.
9.5.
That was favorite.
Yep.
Best cheese you've had of all time, or have you had a 10 cheese somewhere?
I don't think I've ever had a 10, but I've had good cheese like that too.
All right. The olives came with a little bit of cheese. Do you want to try that?
Yeah, that's like some white cheese.
What is this?
Fresh white cheese.
No.
Is it good? Oh, yeah. It takes on the flavor of all the stuff it's been sitting with.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it
It
has.
tastes olive.
Olivey.
The dried red pepper. Or those tomatoes? Sun-dried tomatoes?
Sun-dried. Sure.
Yeah, I think
you want to
they
try
are.
one of those?
I think they are because it kind of tastes it a little bit. It's good.
Okay. What cheese are we doing next?
Oh, we're going to do blue cheese.
Blue cheese.
Yeah, from VT.
Cellar-aged raw cow. Again,
Vermont.
more raw cow. Gorgonzola style.
Aged in a cellar. Gorgonzola style. Okay, Gorgonzola blue cheese. Whatever that means. It's going to be good.
Oh, smell that before you.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's as funky as a Fontina.
It's another stinky cheese.
Yeah. You know, the crazy thing about this is, like, you can see these, like, mold cultures, like, growing in it.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like chunks of green.
Wow.
Another one that there's people that won't even take a gander at.
But don't
it.
be afraid. This is safe mold, like
but
yogurt.
You're a blue cheese fan?
Yeah, I do like blue cheese. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it creeps other people out, but I'm a fan of that strong flavor. And, wow. Yeah, that's really good.
That's a strong flavor.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That's really strong. It's stronger than the Fontina, actually, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of it?
Like I said, I'm a fan. Now this, if I had to put a number on it, I'll have to wait a little bit longer, but it's going to be high.
You ever go to a barn or a 4-H fair and you go into the pig or the cow, you just smell like the hay mixed with
Okay, yeah, I can see the hay.
Their
as
waste
I'm tasting this.
kind of mixing together.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it tastes like to me.
Tastes like? Oh, well, you're not going to eat more then. I'll take your share.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I was like, yeah, I can see it smelling like that.
Tastes like a 4-H fair. You are the chaplain over at St. Joseph High School.
Yeah, I can't see it quite from here.
How long have you been there?
We did drive almost right past it as we came down. I've been there ever since I got ordained, so 2011. So I'm starting my 8th year of ministry there, if I'm recalling. Yeah, this will be the 8th year.
So 2 full cycles of freshman to senior.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Oh wow, so hard to believe.
So what have been some highlights?
Definitely watching kids become Catholic and being part of their
Like
process.
actually converting to Catholicism?
Yeah. So helping them through that process of RCIA and everything. So, you know, I could say names, but I'm going to refrain from that and don't want to miss people or say their name wrong. But I loved just watching them and helping them through that process and being there for it. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Great thing to celebrate. Other really neat things, just some of the students and coming from difficult situations and really excelling through in spite of those kind of things. I remember there was something in a newspaper about one of our students who like didn't even have a place to stay some nights, you know, like a home to sleep in.
Yeah.
And went to our school, worked his tail off, and became a good student so that he could play football in college. So it's beautiful to see that. It was fun to watch the kids succeed in all kinds of different ways, whether it's in the theater stuff or sports stuff or certainly academically. Yeah, a lot of things I've loved seeing. Oh, and one of my favorites, a goofy thing, you know, when Bishop Rhodes would visit, we'd always buy him a gift. And they wanted to get him like a special, like make a donation to Catholic relief services to help, you know, because Bishop is on the board for that, and he goes, visits, you know, like Haiti and the other places that he's been to. So we're trying to brainstorm, and I said, you know what we should do? We should just walk in a goat into mass and pretend that that's our gift to him, and it'll be a symbol of like paying and providing for people in like a third world country who can have a goat then for the milk to make beautiful goat Gouda cheese or other things and
meat.
Yeah, right. And you don't need a lawnmower either if you got a goat. So
there you go.
Good. Yeah. So yeah, we did that for him, and we just at the end of mass we got a present for you, Bishop, and like everyone knew it was happening, but except Bishop, and like we're all just like watching this goat walk down, and he was like, "What is going on?"
All the students knew that this was going to happen.
No, some of them did. So the teachers, I think the teachers were aware, but the students were not.
That is funny.
It was great.
So this is in the gym?
Yeah,
is where
for
you
the
have
gym mass, for the Feast of St. Joseph. Bishop's always there for that. Well, whenever he can. He likes to come to that at the high school. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. That was a fun little memory.
How difficult is it to maintain Catholic identity at a Catholic high school when there's so much of an emphasis on academics and athletics, really, too? But as far as like credentials go and everything, you have to meet certain academic standards and things.
Yes.
And you don't have to meet any kind of Catholic standards to pass,
right?
Any kind of state requirements. So that could very easily get pushed aside and become less of an emphasis. How much of a struggle is that, do you think, for our Catholic high schools?
That is a constant thing you have to sort of continually reorient yourself on. I think I've seen the administrative team, with the principal. I've seen them always have to sort of balance that, and have to balance a lot of different things, whether it's the parents' needs, the students' needs, most importantly. That's what she would always say, what's best for the students.
Yeah.
But also the teachers, have legitimate needs, and you have to honor that and work with them so that it's someplace where they can thrive and where they love coming to work each day. Because if they love coming to work each day and thrive at what they're doing, then everyone's going to be successful. So, because it's really contagious. So we also want to do that with Catholic identity, to make it something contagious, something where the teachers really, really love it and are happy to sort of support it all. It's hard to do that, but especially when you're recruiting new teachers, just being really intentional about that and starting the orientation process and showing them kind of how it works is an important thing. That Catholic school, what we do here is different. We're going to pray before class, and you're going to be able to talk about your faith and in all kinds of different ways and help the students out in their faith. It's beautiful to see it, but you always got to work at it.
Yeah.
We're
talking with Father Terry Coonan here for Flavor of the Week Part 3, as we're trying some blue cellar-aged raw cow gorgonzola style cheese. Very, very strong.
Some strong, pungent, and packing a punch.
I was able to keep up
cheese
with you up until this point, but I think at this point, I could definitely finish it, but I think you will appreciate it more than I would.
I will happily appreciate this cheese.
I'll let you go ahead and continue with that.
How often? Have some olives.
I will take some olives. How often are you able to make it over to the school, and how involved are you able to be? Because this is in addition to being the only priest at Little Flower.
St. Therese Little Flower. Yeah. So at the parish, I'm there pretty much during the school year in the mornings, and then I leave for lunch and then go over to the high school. Is typically what I do. So try to be in the high school for the last class of the day. Get there around like 1:30 or 1:45
every day.
Trying to, except my day off. So 4 days a week, trying to do that. And depending on kind of what's going on, I might stay afterwards and do my exercise, or have to meet with a teacher or a student at that time sometimes. And then the evenings, you never know what's going to happen.
Because they've asked to meet with you?
Right, like if I schedule something, that's when I would try to schedule it. Or if it's really urgent, I won't even go into the classroom that day. I'll just go and meet with the principal or whoever if it's something that needs to be dealt with. So I'm there like 2 hours a day about, and then maybe doing some other kind of ministry stuff later in the day too, like going to an evening event, sports, or some other kind of extracurricular stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll try to be present at those things. So just depends. If there's things at the parish that are important for me to be at, then I'll be at those. If there's things at the high school, I'll try to be at those.
Do you wish that you could be full-time at a high school? Would you miss parish life?
I would miss parish life for sure, but I see the the beauty of being able to really minister well to these students too. So, it's kind of like I don't want to give up either of them. So whenever God takes one of them away, that's fine. His will be done, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to do them both. I think, not until I got to college did I think about teaching. But now I think I would really enjoy it. When I was in college, I'm like, that's something I could probably like doing, And that would be great to be able to do, but it's just not feasible for the near future.
Yeah.
For priests.
If you had some help, though, at the parish, you could maybe pick up a theology class or something like that. Is that something you'd be excited about? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But not right now. Not right now. I'm still trying to learn how to pastor a parish and balance it all.
What are some of the biggest struggles that you see high school students dealing with regarding their faith, particularly?
Regarding their faith particularly, well, one of the big ones is they have trouble seeing how faith and science work together. Mm-hmm. So we have a senior elective class on that topic, like the whole semester.
Oh, okay.
That addresses it, and it's really eye-opening for the students, and I think it really helps them to realize that there is no dichotomy here, that religion doesn't discredit science, but they can work hand in hand, and science definitely cannot write off religion if it's understood as what science really is. So that is a big one that I think is really important for these kids. And then just kind of like learning how to do this stuff. If they're not in a Catholic grade school especially, then they might have very little experience with the religious practices that would have been common to people in the past. They might be praying the rosary for the first time if they're coming from a public school.
Sure.
They kind of know how Mass goes because most of them have, if they're Catholic, have been to Mass before. But we've got like 16% non-Catholics at the school. So that's also a factor for them. What is this Catholic stuff? I have no idea what's going on. But just getting comfortable with, especially with prayer, like how does prayer work? In such a noisy society, they have trouble stopping, slowing down, and just sitting in quiet.
Yeah.
Their brains freak out about every 15 seconds. It's just kind of has a little spasm. And so it's hard for them to really be able to sit in silence because of all the technology constantly conditioning them to that things are constantly changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to have to pick this up next week where we left off because I want to talk to you about sports, athletics, kind of the impact that's had on you growing up and maybe kind of why you continue to do it today well.
Happy to.
As we continue to try one more cheese here, you gave the Fontina Valdosta a 8.5. You gave the Goat Gouda a 9 or 8 and then 9.5. And how's the blue cheese?
This blue cheese
stack up?
Yeah, let's do 8.5 or 8.5 is fine.
Okay, so right in between the two.
It is good.
All right, next up we've got the spicy cheddar with chilies.
Here we go.
Well,
it's on the way.
Find out. All right, thanks to Banditos for underwriting Flavor of the Week. Try one of their 5 locations. Banditos, fresh, made daily. And our thanks also to Father Terry Coonan for joining us today, and more coming up next week.
All right, thank you.